Hey Husker fans, Evan Bland here with Jimmy Watkins from the Omaha World-Herald, omaha.com, coming to you from Memorial Stadium on a Tuesday. And that means we had both coordinators, Matt Lubick, the offensive coordinator for Nebraska, Eric Chinander, the defensive coordinator, a couple of assistants, a handful of players, kind of dissecting what happened against Illinois, as well as looking forward to Fordham. And Jimmy, I felt like the biggest takeaway today was Matt Lubick, and he kind of pushing back on this idea that, well, you know, they probably didn't throw out half the playbook when Illinois came out in a certain defensive front. He felt that they had contingency in place. He said we had enough stuff to get things done. They had a separate call sheet for what they saw from Illinois with that specific defensive look. It just didn't work out to their favor. They lost too many one-on-one matchups. They got away from the run in the second half, especially when they fell down 14 points right after that opening drive that Illinois had. And so that's been a point of emphasis for the offense, has been, as we heard Monday, to get back to that running game and to make that more of a staple of what they do. On the other side, Eric Chinander, a little bit more upbeat. He felt like the Black Shirts played well. He said they had a chance to play an elite game. They didn't get that far, but they had played a good game. Obviously, they give up the possession to Illinois, or the touchdown to Illinois, to open the third quarter. That's been a point of emphasis for that side of the ball, has been how do you come out of halftime and keep that momentum that maybe you had midway through the first half. So that's been something that they've been working on. Speaking of mistakes and trying to find a way to get better, you're over with Mike Dawson, the special teams coordinator. Jimmy, what did he have to say about how things sized up?
Well, Dawson's also the outside linebackers coach, and one of the separators between a good and elite game is two penalties that wipe out an interception that Cam Taylor-Britt had in the second quarter that could have ended up with Nebraska taking a two-possession lead. Caleb Tanner gets the roughing the passer penalty for driving the quarterback into the ground with his helmet, and then also adds another 15 onto it with a taunting penalty. The key for the defense and the special teams, Mike Dawson said, is play with emotion, don't let emotion play with you. That's Caleb Tanner's taunting penalty. That's Cam Taylor-Britt trying to overcome the mistake he had trying to field a punt down in his own end zone, which you could argue he'd made up for with the interception, but it was wiped out because of the penalties. And that's also Daniel Cherney, who had a couple of I guess, shanked punts, 126-yarder early, 19-yarder a little bit later. Dawson said it's a matter of putting your foot through the ball and not trying to overthink it, possibly first game jitters for the freshman Daniel Cherney, and Connor Culp with the two missed extra points. That's going to be something that Dawson doesn't really feel like he needs to say much about to the kicker, because that's the reigning Big Ten kicker of the year. He said Culp was 7 for 7 in practice on Friday before the game, so I think that the Connor Culp is hopefully the least of Nebraska's worries on that front. Another point from the Lubick conversation that we had earlier today, I've been trying to ask about Savion Morris in the last few days, just to see, you know, this is a guy that was, during the heat of the running back competition, was put out in front of the media, that we interpreted that to mean that he was in the running for that job. Matt Lubick said it's nothing, you know, against Savion. He still thinks Savion had a good camp, but it's a consistency thing, just like with the receivers that Scott Frost was talking about yesterday, putting good practices together, showing the coaches that you can be consistently reliable.
I think the last point that the players made pretty consistently was about this Saturday here in this stadium at Memorial, what kind of atmosphere they expect. This will be the first time back with fans here since November 2019, when Nebraska played Iowa on Black Friday, and players to a man have pretty much said they miss the fans, they miss the sellout, they miss the energy. Should be a really interesting atmosphere with Fordham, an FCS opponent, coming in, Nebraska coming off the Illinois game the way they did. Should be a very unique sort of setup. COVID restrictions too will be part of kind of the vibe this weekend. So we'll have Scott Frost on Thursday. Otherwise, it's on to Fordham this weekend. So stick with us. For Jimmy, I'm Evan, for the Omaha World-Herald, omaha.com. Thanks for watching.